Hello Scorpio, Jessica here with Cardinal Signs. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to your love reading for the month of September. So I apologize for not getting your love readings out last month. I was traveling in Ireland. Had a wonderful time there. It's a very beautiful country, and actually got engaged while I was traveling there with my fiance Mitch. And I'll post some photos at the end of this video if you're interested in checking that out. So this is for love and romance for Scorpio. We're going to take a look at your energy, Scorpio, what you can expect going into this month. And then we're also going to take a look at your partner or potential partner to see where they're coming from. And then pull a few cards for the energy between you, how you're coming together in relationship. At the end of the reading, I will pull an oracle card for couples and then another one for singles, just to focus in on that. So for Scorpio, love and romance, what does Scorpio need to know for love and romance for the month of September? For Scorpio. I'm using the Shadowscapes Tarot. And if you would like a private reading with me, you can find more information in the description box below. So your overall energy, Scorpio, you're actually coming up here as the Devil. So I think this is going to be an interesting month for you. Oh my goodness, we've got the Ten of Swords and the Moon. And we've got the Page of Swords with the Six of Wands. Okay. Now your partner or potential partner is coming in as the Five of Swords. They've got the Nine of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands. And the Two of Wands with Judgment. And between you, overall, we have the Eight of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. Okay, so let's talk about it. We'll start off with you, Scorpio. So your energy, you're coming in here as the Devil. So this could go several different ways. Either you have this very feisty energy about you. I think some of you probably do. You're probably feeling, I guess the word naughty kind of comes up here a little bit. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're up to no good in a bad sense, but perhaps you're not quite as innocent. Now, for others of you, this is indicating that you're going through a period of temptation. So you may be pulled in a particular direction, and perhaps you have a sense that it might not be the best for you long term, but there's this, it's so compelling it feels like you can't say no, and it's like you're being drawn towards that no matter what, kind of regardless of your gut instinct. Now below this we have the Ten of Swords. So for some of you, this is kind of self-destructive behavior. So you are behaving deliberately, you know what you're doing, and you know what the consequences are, but some of you are going ahead and doing it anyway. So I don't know. For some of you, this could be tricky, and it might end poorly for you. So just really be careful this month, okay? If something seems too good to be true, or if you just know that something that is presented to you is not right for you, or if you have already been doing something that you know is not right for you, you can see what the outcome is going to be. There's pain here. there's disappointment. So just be careful of that, okay? Some of you, despite knowing that it might not be the best for you, and despite knowing what the outcome might be, are kind of turning a blind eye with that moon. It's almost like you don't want to know, and it kind of, I'm getting a sense that you're sticking your head in the sand, and you're gonna have your fun, and you're thinking, that's fine, I'll deal with the consequences when they come around. So that's where the energy's at right now. You have plenty of opportunity to change things at this point. So if this doesn't sound super fun to you, then change it. When that temptation comes along, think twice. You are coming up here as being impulsive as well. So just, you've got some cards here that are basically indicating that you are going to be tempted to act out on a level that is a little bit lower than what you normally would. Kind of low vibrational, and that's where temptation comes from. Kind of a lower frequency here. So just be careful of that. Be careful of acting on impulses. I want you to think really carefully if something seems too good to be true in a relationship, or if, you know, somebody's sneaking around, which might be happening here. Just be aware that it's, you know, there will be consequences with that. That being said, at the end of this month, you are coming out as a winner. So however this plays out, I think you are going to be able to navigate these energies successfully. These are very challenging energies. Even the strongest individual would have a hard time getting through all of this stuff. But you're doing it. You have the Six of Wands, which is a card of success, a card of you pulling through and being triumphant at the end of this month and feeling good. So it looks like no harm done. There's the potential for that, but I think you're going to be able to avert it. You know, it's important that we do these readings so we kind of have that heads up, and then we kind of get that greater perspective on what's going on. So happy to see that final card for you, Scorpio. And now your partner is coming in here as the Five of Swords. So this can be a little bit more of a tricky energy as well, because you're coming in here as the Devil and they have the Five of Swords. For some of you who are coupled, I feel like you're kind of, I don't want to say leading them on isn't quite the right word. That's not what I'm getting at here. It's almost like you are, you're playing around, but you're doing it like to kind of like you're having fun with it. It's like you're joking about stuff, but your partner, like I'm kind of getting a jester energy out of this card for some of you. But your partner's taking it to heart and taking it really seriously and isn't having the laugh that you were hoping that they were going to have. So just be careful if your partner is more on the serious side and takes things very literally and you're a little bit more of a joker. It might not go over so well this month if you try to pull some kind of grand practical joke on your partner. It seems like they're going to take offense to that, and there might be a little bit of trouble. So just be careful if that's your situation. Now your partner here, we've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So this is how your partner is feeling. Your partner is actually a very independent individual. And they're quite content kind of doing things on their own. They certainly enjoy partnership and companionship, but they're not coming across as being particularly needy this month. So that's nice for those of you who like a little more breathing room within your relationship. Some of you might be dealing with a fire sign, male or female, because we have this Queen of Wands here. Now, I do want to say, for those of you who are perhaps single, there is some confusion and some, because this is the feeling sector of the spread, there may be some lingering confusion and pain over something that happened in the past here. And I feel, because you're coming in as the devil, it's like you're trapping yourself in that. That's how these cards are coming out. It's like, it's almost like your own worst enemy here this month. Your mind frame or your emotional state is keeping your heart kind of caged away. But I see you able to overcome that. There's so many ways to look at cards, and I'm seeing this in a different way from what I did originally. So just, if that sounds like what you're going through, if you have a lot of pain that is lingering from something that happened in the past, and you kind of feel like you're in this eternal nighttime, where you're wondering, will things ever look up? Will things ever get cheerful again? Realize that you have a lot to do with this, and it's your choice whether you are going to set yourself free from that circumstance. I think you are. This is actually a fairly nurturing card. Impulsive, yes, but it's also very gentle and nurturing. And I see you, if you have been struggling with this for quite some time, feeling stuck, feeling hurt, feeling alone, you're overcoming that. So this is wonderful to see for you, Scorpio. You're really coming out strong at the end of September. There's a lot of hard work in the month of September, but you're coming out strong and triumphant at the end. Now, jumping back over here, I know I took a bit of a tangent there. Back to your partner here. Your partner has fairly lofty goals. And both of these cards, these individuals are looking up to the sky. So they have their eyes set on something, and it's some kind of achievement that they're trying to attain. And it is fairly lofty. It doesn't mean it's not doable. It just means that there's a lot of effort that needs to be put in, and they are more than capable of doing that. They want to do that with you, whatever this goal is. It is within a relationship context, and we have this card of partnership, the Two of Wands. So they want to do that with you. They want to include you in that. So I guess it comes down to, are you game? Do you want to join your partner or potential partner in this journey here? Because it looks like they are all set and ready to go. And it's almost like they're waiting on you. This is how these cards are coming up with this Two of Wands and the Judgment card. Now, these two cards are what your partner wants. Your partner wants to go places with you, you know, in a figurative sense. It could be literally, but in a figurative sense. And it's like they're waiting for you to come to some kind of decision or make some kind of definitive action that will show them the green light that the two of you are good to go. So just be careful not to keep them waiting too long. The Nine of Pentacles is fairly patient, but this Queen of Wands is not going to wait around forever. You know, they'll give you some time to figure things out. Just be respectful. Now, between you, we have the Eight of Swords. So there's a little bit of hardship, maybe that misunderstanding that we were talking about, where perhaps you are a little bit more lighthearted and prone to being a bit of a joker. But your partner's maybe a bit more on the serious side. And this is kind of like there's a bit of a almost a fence between the two of you, and that on certain matters, fairly fundamental matters, it feels like you're just in two different worlds, and you're perhaps having a hard time reconciling your two styles of communication and expression. What you do have in common is your emotional connection. So if we put the words aside and we focus in on feelings, that's where the two of you are on the same page. So focus on that and allow those deep feelings here with the King of Cups, which is indicating that this is a very mature emotional connection between the two of you. So on the surface, maybe there's a little bit of difficulty in communication and kind of a discord in how you go about it. You know, the two of you are very different, but emotionally you're on the same page and you're coming from a place of maturity, both of you. You have a wonderful deep connection with each other. You've got the 10 of Cups. So regardless of what's going on this month, when it really comes down to the root of things, you have a beautiful connection that has the potential to really last a long time and be fulfilling for both of you. So just some little hiccups in September to be aware of, and it's always a lot easier when you know ahead of time and you can kind of act accordingly and adjust your behavior. So I'm going to pull an additional card. This will be for coupled Scorpios. What do coupled Scorpios need to know for the month of September? Change. Now we do have that 10 of Swords. And we do have the Devil. Those are fairly heavy cards that we've got. You know, potentially heavy cards. I mean, the Devil can go either way, but the 10 of Swords can be very difficult. And perhaps there is some resistance to change. Maybe that's what the Devil is talking about. And it would be you know, your stance towards the change. If you're going to hold yourself hostage and not allow that change to take place, perhaps that's where all that pain is coming from. Because when we resist change, that's when we have suffering. So knowing that, if we can make an effort to allow, you know, let the flow come in a little bit more into our life and go with the change and embrace the change, it becomes a lot less difficult and there will be a lot less suffering for you. So keep that in mind. Now for single Scorpios, what do single Scorpios need to know? Perception. I think that word might have come up in this reading already, actually. The 8 of Swords is about perception. The 8 of Swords is about feeling like you are trapped in a situation when in actuality it's your perception of it. You aren't actually stuck. You aren't actually caged in. Your heart is free to express itself in love to whoever you want to. Your heart is there and wants to be free. You've got the King of Cups at your center here. And, you know, maybe it's your perception that's holding you back. If you feel like your love life is cramped and caged in and not expanding in the way that you want to, if you feel like you're trapped or stuck in some way, something needs to change in the way that you're looking at this. Because This card is saying that it isn't actually that way. There is some opening. There is some light to be seen here. And if we change our perspective, we'll be able to find that and set ourselves free. So it looks like you have a lot of thinking to do, Scorpio, whether you are single or coupled. And really, I think these cards can speak to both of you. I don't think that we need to really split that up, because they both seem very appropriate to this reading, no matter who you are watching. But take some time to really think about this. What changes are you resisting? And what can you do to change how you are seeing things so that the way that you see these things going on in your life is a lot more positive and beneficial for you? What are the hidden blessings within your life? And that's so funny. I just said hidden blessings. This card, in a reading that's quite memorable for me, this card came out, and the words that I heard associated with this card was hidden blessings, or blessings in disguise. Actually, I think it was blessings in disguise. So for some of you, your partner or potential is actually a blessing in disguise, or is going to offer you a blessing in disguise. Perhaps they're going to help you to shift and change your perspective and embrace these changes that are taking place in your life. I realize we've covered a lot of ground here. There's a lot going on in this reading. Looks like it's going to be fairly busy for you in your world of love, Scorpio. So I think I'm going to draw the reading to a close here. I've said everything that I need to say. So I hope that this reading was helpful for you. And I also hope that you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you would like a private reading with me, you can find that information in the description box below. So I hope to see you again in mid-September, and take care of yourself until then.